Target. Target having their shareholder meeting this morning or today, sometime out on the West Coast, out in California. As a matter of fact, the American Family Association has a representative there. Abe Hamilton is going to be there and hopefully asking some critical questions. But, you know, you've seen what I've written about it. What I've been written about has been published in Town Hall and LifeZed and Fox News, foxnews.com. I've talked about it with Neil Cavuto, this whole Target mess and Target issue. The stock price obviously continuing to fall. Why? Because people are continuing to sell. And they would deny that it's got anything to do with this petition. I would say it's got a lot to do with this petition at this point. The idea that their stock dropped as a result of this petition was as a result of first quarter earnings. There's no doubt about that. But then it was exacerbated by this brilliant decision they made. And I'll tell you the truth. Right now, if somebody is not getting fired over this, it is lunacy to me. If somebody is not getting fired over this bathroom situation. And it's interesting to note that certainly they did it expecting some folks to rally around them. Other corporations. Didn't happen. As a matter of fact, it was the best thing to happen because other corporations saying, we are getting nowhere near this. So we'll see how much longer they hold out. But here's the interesting thing. They're desperately trying to stop the bleeding. So they raise their annual yield, their dividends, up to 7.1%, which is 60 cents a share. Now, here's what we know about that. Here's what I know about that. They're going to make all kinds of excuses as to why this is going to benefit them and why they're doing this. This is at a time when dividends by corporate America have been cut 38% this year, okay? Just to put it in perspective. And some of these corporations are corporations that are flush with cash. Target is not one of them. So they didn't do it because, well, we're flush with cash. We want to share some of the wealth with our stockholders. We have an obligation to do that. This is called stopping the bleeding. They're trying to incentivize people to buy this stock, luring them in with high dividends. And they are trying desperately to stop people from selling. They're trying to create an environment where people are saying, you know what, for this kind of dividend, as much as I don't like what they're doing, as much as my confidence in their leadership is gone, I'll hold on to the stock at a 60 cents a share dividend. It is desperation. Instead of, this is what a good leader would do, Cornell, if you're listening, would have come out, it's almost too late for this, would have come out and said, we made a major tactical error. This was an issue that was out of the control of many people here. It was the decision of a few, whatever excuse you want to use. It was the wrong thing to do. We are a family store, and we don't feel that this is in the best interest of the millions of shoppers and families that we appeal to every single day. So, with that in mind, this is a policy that is no longer in effect for Target. That would have been the right thing to do. They can't even, listen to this, Target can't even put their website up. 23 million followers, yes, 23 million followers on Facebook. Now, this is a company that has been struggling for 5 quarters at best. They can't get retail sales up. They can't get revenues up. And one of their main ways of communicating to their shoppers is through their Facebook page, 23 million. So they have a new product, they have something on sale, whatever. It's been shut down. Can you imagine a company that's already in trouble needing to shut down one of their greatest marketing tools? They tried to put it back up for one day and again got clobbered with emails on some children's clothes things they were putting up there, and they got clobbered with emails. They shut it down in a couple hours again. 23 million followers they can't even communicate to. The repercussions from this idiotic decision that was made is going to have an impact on their bottom line for quite some time. And this is a story, not about the moral depravity of the nation, although it could be, and it maybe should be, but it goes to show the kind of leadership or lack thereof that we have not only in Washington, we whine about that on a regular basis, at least I do, but the lack of leadership in corporate America, that they can't stand up and say, no, we just sell clothes, we sell some groceries. We are not caving to this agenda. The state leader of Georgia's ACLU organization resigned over this issue. ACLU, you should hear her story. This is just amazing. So in an attempt to stop the bleeding, and by the way, Target, it is not going to work. It is a Band-Aid on a gaping wound that you guys internally have created, and nobody has been fired for this. I believe Brian Cornell ought to be fired. That's what I believe. If I'm on that board, he's in charge. And he took a bad situation, a company struggling, and allowed it to get worse. This was an incredible, misguided, and miscalculation.